Welcome to Zelda Universe TV, it's Zelda time! Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Zelda News. I'm your host, Bastian. This is actually going to be my final episode of Zelda News that I'll be doing here on this channel, but we'll get to our goodbyes at the end, so for now, let's get to those top stories. Our first story comes from Nintendo of America. One of the Zelda fans went ahead and wrote to them saying, hey, they've got that Golden Nunchuck in Australia, they've got it in Japan, what about North America? The response from Nintendo of America wasn't so exciting. They basically said there are no plans at this point to release that Gold Nunchuck here in North America. So, no matching set for your Zelda Gold Wiimote, unfortunately, but who knows, they may change their mind. They've been doing that recently, so maybe they will about this. Our next story is about a piece of fan art, well, several pieces of fan art, and the concept behind these is basically movie posters. If Ocarina of Time were a movie, what would that poster look like? If Wind Waker were a movie, what would that poster look like? Just as art pieces themselves, they're pretty awesome, so you should definitely check those out. Our next story is about the Zelda Symphony called Symphony of the Goddesses. The way that symphony is set up is divided into movements, or in more modern vernacular, medleys. So, for instance, there's a movement for just A Link to the Past, all that music. Then there's a movement for Wind Waker, all of those songs from that game. There was not a movement for Majora's Mask. Up until recently, some fans have been reporting that they have now heard a movement for Majora's Mask. So if the Zelda Symphony is heading to your hometown soon, you'll get a chance to hear that Majora's Mask movement. Let us know what you think. Our next story is about a humorous video. Now, as Zelda fans, we're kind of more prone to being interested in action RPG style games. And then over on that other side, there's the first-person shooter style. Some of us like both. This particular video maker decided to see what would Zelda be like as a first-person shooter, and the result is pretty funny. Definitely check this one out. And then our final story is about Ocarina of Time. A very dedicated fan spent the past couple years taking Ocarina of Time's overworld and remaking that from scratch by using Link to the Past graphics. That's a huge feat, and he's finally accomplished it. He's done the entire overworld, so you can look at that whole graphic. There are also zoom-ins of the various sections, so you can look at the Gerudo Desert and the Kokiri Forest and such independently. He did a fantastic job. It makes me actually really want to play 2D style Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, it's not playable. It's not a game, it's just a map, but it's awful fun to look at. So that's it for this week in Zelda News. Again, this is going to be my last Zelda News video here on Zelda Universe TV. I'm actually resigning as the news editor for Zelda Universe. So for now, I will be focusing primarily on my channel. You can subscribe to it here. It's Bastion Time. So I don't know for sure, actually, if on this channel, if anybody's going to continue doing Zelda News weekly roundups. Over on my channel, Bastion Time, I'll continue to do that for the near future, at least. So if you're interested in continuing to hear me babble about Zelda News, be sure to subscribe to that channel. I just want to say that when I first created this Zelda News segment, I wasn't sure anybody would be really all that interested in watching it, and so I was very surprised, pleasantly so, that plenty of you did seem to find it a little bit interesting, and I have appreciated all of the criticisms as well. That's definitely helped improve it, and I'll be taking those into consideration as I create my own Zelda News segment on my channel. So I just want to say again, thanks to everybody who's been watching these, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys. And I'm not exactly sure if anybody's going to take up the torch. Torch, is that the phrase? Take up the torch? Take up the lantern? Take up the... I can't remember what that phrase is. Take up the... Yeah.